The Blind Night. Hey Jesse, how we doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good as long as the internet will stay up and running.
Yeah, I know those days. I haven't had that. Luckily, I was having that a lot of the internet here would go out a lot, but now there's like two networks on our Wi-Fi. One of them was 5G, and the 5G I never had problems with, so I just stay on
Right.
the 5G.
Well, I mean, I live out in the boondocks, and up until like this past week, haven't had any issues with the internet. But it seems like it wants to start, acting all
Now, do
stupid
you
and stuff.
like? I know you say you live in the boondocks, but is it a type of thing where it's like if you want to go to town, you have to drive like 20 miles or something like that?
It's about that. It's
Oh, okay.
about 12 to 15 minutes from my house to town.
Oh, okay.
Um, and up until like 3 years ago, we didn't have a Walmart. So
Wow, that it's like everywhere has a Walmart. That's surprising.
tell me about it. Let's see how much out in the boonies I am. We still have dirt roads around me.
Hmm.
Uh,
So you're basically a country song man.
yeah, pretty much. Go out on your back porch and pee. Go on your front porch and pee.
Well, there's people that where where I came from that do that even in town.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's see. I guess it's been about 15 years ago we finally got a DSL kind of, and it was satellite fed for the longest time.
Okay.
So
How was that? I never used satellite internet.
it is fairly slow. I mean, it is
Okay.
faster than dial up, granted, but it's still
Is that what you're
very
on
very
now then?
slow.
Satellite?
No, I'm on like
Cable?
wired.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, it's not cable.
Oh, okay.
Um, but it is wired. Because I've heard cable's a lot faster than what
Yeah,
I
cable's
have.
good. That's what I'm on.
I mean, like I said, it usually doesn't have an issue, but I think they're doing some
It's
upgrades around here. So
it's like these kids nowadays, and I don't want to be one of those people like back in my day, but can you imagine how they would lose their minds if they were on 56K dial-up?
well, if they never had DSL,
They
they
wouldn't
wouldn't
know
know
any better.
any. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if they were transported back from now to what we had,
Oh yeah. No cell phones.
oh my
Yeah.
god, they wouldn't know what to do. It took like an hour to download a 3-minute WCW theme song because that's what I did.
Oh yes.
And the theme
Uh,
songs had the crowd in the background because someone just ripped it off the TV.
oh yes. On Kaza or Bearshare or LimeWire.
Bearshare, I don't think I ever used. Or no, one of them I never used. I forget if it was Bearshare. I was big in Kazaa and Napster were my.
Yeah, I remember Napster too. I had them all because some of them you could find other stuff in other places.
Right,
But
yeah.
let's
I
see.
think
I
Bearshare
left.
is the one I never used. I used Audio Galaxy too some. Did you ever use that?
Nah, I never heard of that one.
Mm. It was like
Hey,
it had like a website interface. It was kind of weird.
hmm. Like I said, I used a lot of them.
Yep.
And in news and not to the Braille news, that breaking news kind of thing here.
That was a great breaking news sound.
I do my best, sir. I can do it again.
No, that's okay. That's quite all right. You don't ever have to do that again.
Uh, if only you'd listen when people said that about Bodar. But anyway, in breaking news, well, it's not
Not
really
everybody
breaking.
liked Bodar.
Oh, we love Bodar. It's you that we don't like, which it's okay. Anyway, Blind Fury or Matt has started his Twitch stream for Quest of the Braille, and he is doing the cyberpunk tabletop game called Sprawl. I called a bit of it the other day, but like me and you were discussing before we started recording, having to watch things from your phone, while if you do have the accessibility feature turned on, as most of us do that are blind or visually impaired, can save somebody by locking the screen and it's still playing.
But
It's
there's a lot of
still
apps that won't let you do that either.
Yes.
Like, I got rid of the YouTube Premium thing, so now I can't lock it on YouTube. So I don't watch YouTube until nighttime when I plug my phone in.
Right. Even though I had sent you the invite link to join and be able to watch it
You
while
did, but I couldn't
walking
get it to
in.
work for whatever reason. I don't know. I tried. I did try though.
But stuff, it will eat your battery up, like, and eat your data up as well if you don't have unlimited.
I even have one of those. What the heck? I can't think of the name. The case that has the battery on it.
Oh, yeah, I have a battery case.
But the stupid thing now, I don't know if you've noticed with yours, but with the later iOS updates, usually like when it got down to 70, you could charge it up to 100, which is usually what I did. Now you have to start charging it at 80 or it won't get up to 100.
Huh.
And I guess that doesn't matter, but I'm anal and I'm like, I want it to be 100.
Right. And see, mine, I can charge it at any time. So who knows, my dude? Who knows? And I do apologize if either one of our voices sounded like we're underwater. Like I said, my internet is
you sound good to me, at least.
Like you sound like a little bit like you're underwater, and I'm pretty sure it's my internet because, like I said, I'm having some issues.
This might be the only time you said something and you didn't blame it on me.
Somehow it is your fault. I just can't figure that out yet. But I have talked with the Allfather Jim, and I will be.
Hallowed be thy name.
I will be running Mothership in April. As soon as Matt is done. I do have some notes and already taken. Like Matt and I were talking. Me and him seem to like when it's something like this, like over prepare. Want to make sure everything is good. So yeah, I will be running Mothership.
So what do you have to do then? Do you have to shorten the campaigns to make sure they fit into like a 1 month window or whatever it is?
Well, with at least with Mothership, I'm not sure about Sprawl. You can find some pamphlet adventures. You can find some campaigns. But as I came across and getting one of the pamphlet one shots from Tuesday Night Games, as I think who they are. Anyway, the people that wrote Mothership, whenever I open it up, all it says to me is image.
Oh, God.
Image. So finally pieced it all together by doing lots of hoodwinking and loopholes and this and that. And got everything but the monster stats, which is really what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I joined their server and got lots of help, and they have talked to me about how to make PDFs accessible and things like that going forward. So wonderful. Something that it is bad that it happened, but it's wonderful that it happened because it got the awareness out there, and people are going to be conscious of that going forward. So that is a good thing. And I'm really excited to be running Mothership, actually.
I knew you've been talking about that for, it feels like a year now.
It probably has been a year or so, if not a little longer.
So I wonder why the book, the manual was accessible if it's from the same place, but the adventure wasn't. That's kind of weird.
I'm not really sure. I know Jim and I, made the rule book accessible for a screen reader.
But I'm just saying you were able to at least read it.
I don't know unless they made it, printed it out, and then scanned it. Because it's supposed to, visually, it's supposed to fold out like a pamphlet or a brochure.
Okay. That might be why then.
Could be. I'm not really sure, but I am super excited about running this. And it's not that I don't get excited about running on Wednesday nights, but I wanted to do something a little different, and this reminds me a lot of Aliens because there's the stress in there. There's failures and stuff like that. But at the same time, it is different than Aliens.
We need Dante, and what was my character's name? Do you remember?
I don't know, because I was always I know you was like the general or the colonel.
Yeah, we need you to come back from the dead, and my guy's still alive, I believe.
Yeah, Dante was
That
awesome.
was so much fun.
And Dante was like always messing with the general about, yeah, your wife. I'm not sure if that's your daughter or not, because I went over there to see you one time and you wasn't home, and one thing and another, and just had fun.
That's one of the few times we are in a lot of games together, but we don't get to play together very often.
Right. And joined the D&D campaign that Jim had, but
yep.
The characters played off each other good, but as we've all talked about, Robin's character that
Canilla.
Yes, Canilla. Seemed like Canilla and Phoenix just
there was more
more chemistry there.
That had a friendship that had chemistry to be explored.
Yeah, because they were total opposite ends of the spectrum, but yet at the same time, to me, at the same time, they were so alike. Willing to do what was necessary.
Oh yeah. Which is why, if you think it like Krieger and Phoenix worked off each other, basically the same reason too. They're opposites, but you and I play off each other so well, so that's why that was a given that would work. But the Camille thing came out of no. I was very surprised by that.
I was too. Happily surprised.
Yep.
But
not that I should say this, but it wasn't one of those situations where I'm like, oh, they're flipping back to those characters now. Like, I was interested to see what you guys would do.
I think Robin, and I know I was anyway, I don't know about Robin, but was really interested to see what are they going to say next.
I think they were too. I think Robin was too.
Really, really enjoyed it. Good session. The Dungeon Master was okay when you can understand his redneck accent.
The best was the 1980s. We've talked about this before, but that 1980s dungeon thing was the funniest moment I've ever been a part of.
That was epic. But that's really about it for the Knights of the Braille news. Like I said, running Mothership, it's gonna be at least a 4-week thing. Not sure the date yet.
Is it the same players like each time?
I know a couple of them are.
Oh, okay.
But it's really open to anybody. I'm really wanting to get a couple fully sighted people to play to show, because us as blind or visually impaired people, we know that we can play and get the point across. And I've talked to a couple. I'm not saying I want an entire group of sighties, as I call them, but I at least want a couple. And I've talked to the group that I play with in the Play by Post group. And by the way, Krista, the DM, said, hey, and be nice to me, because she can tell how mean and hateful you were.
Okay. The only person that ever truly said I was mean, and that's because she's only hearing what you say.
I speak the truth, sir. I rolled a persuasion check and a deception check. Both nat 20s, by the way.
Okay, so and so.
But yeah, I've asked them, and depending on when it takes place, a couple of them can join in. But trying to figure out a day to have it. I can.
Your days are kind of limited. From what I know of your schedule.
I can do Mondays, but not for very long. I can do it like for a month to 6 weeks max.
Oh, what's going on Monday? Oh, Monday's your normal group, right?
Well, time-wise, I had to leave with Fernando's group because I just didn't have time.
Oh, okay.
I kept having to miss, and not that Fernando minded, but I minded having to miss so much. Because me, it bothers me.
Yeah, I think it bothers you more than it bothers. Like, I feel bad missing, but I think when people miss, it bothers you more than it bothers me.
Yeah. But probably Monday evenings.
Mhm.
I could do Wednesdays, postpone the rhymers for a month to 6 weeks, which would kind of be ideal, but kind of not be ideal because I love the Wednesday group and really want to move that story along.
Mhm.
So I just have to figure out the best time. Find the players and see when the best time for them is again.
When are you running this?
Coming up in April. Depending on when Matt finishes up with Sprawl.
Let me I'm gonna look and see how much is left in ours, and I can postpone ours if you want.
That could work.
I don't know how much of the story is left, but I'll look at that.
That'll work. It'll work with me. But that's the plan as of right now, anyway. Um, and let's see. The play by post is going good, of course.
No,
I
that's
love
something
my.
you post on every day.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's like multiple times a day, and
Mm.
sometimes all of us get busy, so there may be 1 to 2 posts a
Okay,
day.
that's cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I love my little character. He's a stout halfling. His name is Ozin. I'm a grabbit, but Jaws says immigrabbit. He's artificer armorer. So
That
he
sounds like a good name for a thief too, immigrant.
yeah, and I came up with his last name because I was reaching over to get something, and I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna grab that, So,
Mhm.
and it just stuck. But Kristen is a great play by post DM. Don't know about like playing as her in a voice meeting DM,
Mhm.
but I'm sure that she would do great. I have no doubts of that. And just in case she's listening again, hey Krista, Jesse says he doesn't like you at all. And let's see here. I guess that's really about it. I
See that?
played. Yeah, he did. Don't lie. But we do have a couple of different segments here for the Knights of the Braille podcast, and let's get to the first one. Take a seat and listen for Jesse's reading recommendations. This is where you would come in and tell us your recommendations on books to check out. Jesse.
You're gonna have to edit this
Nope.
because I'm
Where?
looking for a title.
Oh, you see everybody, this is why we do it raw, This is a recording as written, or recording as we go. And Jesse told me, yeah, I got a recommendation.
I do. I just gotta look at the title.
Uh-huh. I knew I should have went first. But while he's looking that up, over the weekend or so, or last week, Audible had a great sale, things up to 85% off. I managed to get an entire series that I have been reading in the lit RPG genre called Way of the Shaman. I got the entire series for around $22, I think, all together. And it was really cool because it's a really good series, and each of the books was less than what the actual Kindle cost was. So, heck yeah, I have somebody else read that's not a computer. So that would be my recommendation for everybody to check out is Way of the Shaman by Vasily Makaninko. I think is how you say his last name. Do you have your title yet, sir? Evidently not. He is so unprepared. So unprofessional. but we still enjoy him anyway. He's muted.
No, it's not muted.
Now it's not.
Okay, I cannot find it in my Audible thing, my Audible library. All I could say is it's the latest book that is released by an author called Christopher Buehlman. It's a fantasy novel about a thief that gets like wrapped up in this quest with the god.
Yeah.
And it's just very like it's read by the author and it's a good author reading. You know, sometimes those can be hit or miss, but it's very funny. And he's kind of like it seems like he's a master of all trades, but like or he's a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So he's not like this perfect superhero-esque type hero, but
Right.
he kind of just bumbles through it, and I cannot find the damn name of the title, but it's really funny. Like so far, it has kind of a humorous bent to it.
Gotcha. I think that's the one that you sent to me. And cause it was like an Audible original or something, I think. Something like that. You sent me a link to one.
No, that is which I started listening to that too. That's good too. It's called Impact Winner. It is a
Yeah, that's it.
audio drama that is from one of the producers of The Walking Dead, and it's about these creatures that I don't know if it's actually like a post-apocalyptic world or what it is, but these creatures. It's about these people trying to survive with these creatures attacking or something.
I
And what I've
gotcha.
listened to so far sounds pretty good.
I gotcha. And I think our second, or this is actually the third segment in the show, is going to really interest you a lot. So let's move on to that one.
Each week, Jim Bob goes out to round up the most interesting animals, beasts, and monsters so that you can be better prepared. So get ready for Jim Bob's Crittering Time!
Hey, everybody. That's me.
Jim Bob, I'm sorry. Can I interrupt for a second?
You already did?
The book is called The Black-Tongued Thief.
Oh, I knew this one woman. She was black-tongued. But that's because she had the rot.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
good. I'm
No.
very unprofessional, Jim Bob. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's what Richard told me. He told me he was very what's that word?
Professional. Unprofessional.
Yeah, that one.
So what critters are you going to tell us about today?
I'm going to tell you about the awakened shrub.
Oh, that sounds nasty.
You don't seem very scared. But these things are vicious. And here, I talk about they're awakened by the spell awakened or by similar magic there, and while they're in their normal habitat, they look just like a regular shrub.
So they trick you.
They very tricky. They tricked me a couple of times, but I got them.
Good job, Jim Bob.
They're very easy to hit. We call them an armor class, like they're wearing armor, you know, like they're hide. They only have an armor of 9, so that means it's pretty easy to hit.
Yeah.
And one could say that they're fairly weak too, because they only you hit them 10 times, you know, and they're gonna die. Yeah, and they're very vulnerable to fire and seem somewhat resistant to piercing damage.
How do they hurt you? Like, what's their offensive weapon?
Their little thorns and all. They'll scratch you up something good.
Oh, that doesn't. I don't like jagger bushes. Are they like that?
They're kind of like that, yeah. You know, little thorns and briars and stuff.
Yeah, I hate that.
They'll scratch you up good, and seems like they always get a +1 to hit you for some reason. But you know, the damage that they cause is like if you was to roll a dice, it'd be like a 1d4 -1.
Oh well, that doesn't sound like a lot. The most they can do is a 3.
Oh yeah, but you gotta think about it too. Just think about it if you had like 200 of them at one time.
It would be the definition of death by paper cut.
Exactly.
I don't know
You
if you
know.
know what paper is, but
Yeah, I know what paper is. I wipe my booty with it all the time.
well, I don't know if you use like parchment or something like that.
I use parchment if I have to, but it kind of rubs the hide. But
Oh,
actually,
probably
but
makes you
anyway,
bleed, right?
it can. But I'm gonna get out of here, and I got to go find some more creatures to talk about next week. So you have a good one there, Jesse.
You have a good one too. Nice talking to you.
You too, buddy. Thank you, Jim Bob. But
Jim
yeah,
Bob's great.
he's awesome, ain't he? You see him with that big old like chew of tobacco or whatever in his mouth?
God, he got some of it on my shoe. The spit came out and got all over my foot.
Bless his little dwarven heart. But you
Yeah.
know, Jim Bob's right, and you will remember this from the winery in Curse of Strahd, how the like the blights who are fairly weak as well
Oh,
just
the
kept,
giant blight battle. Holy
yes,
shit.
that took 2 sessions. I think everybody nearly died.
Yes. I was exhausted playing it, and I bet you were exhausted running. How did you keep track of all that?
Whenever it comes to something that massive, I will keep like groups,
Oh, okay.
and which was easier for me to keep track of.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You know, but I mean, they just kept coming and coming and coming, and y'all were backed up against a wall. You know, from what I remember, and I'm trying to remember how y'all got out of it. Oh yeah, I brought somebody in to help y'all from the darkness. I think that was shooting like fire arrows. And
Yeah, did we ever meet who that was?
no, but it was the Kenku that Sir Adrian, yeah.
Okay.
That ran off whenever Strahd appeared.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Kinku that couldn't talk.
Yes. They could mimic, but couldn't talk.
Yeah.
But that's really about it for this week. I really enjoyed doing the segments. I think that's going to be a good thing to do.
And I will make sure I have my title of my book. But yes, from now on, it is The Black-Tongued Thief by Christopher Buehlman. I would highly recommend it.
All right, and we'll hopefully see everybody next week.
Bye.
This episode is brought to you by the Knights of the Braille and is made possible through the support of viewers such as you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to get all of the latest information and episodes. Thank you.